Hey everybody, welcome to bonus episode number 3. We recapping week 12 of the NFL games from last week. The Monday night game is going on right now. Who's playing right now?
Seahawks
shit.
in Washington.
Yeah, so that's why we're podding right now instead of watching that game. Fuck
the We're doing anything else.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch fucking Russell Wilson with one hand and fucking Taylor Heineke, so fuck that game.
This is the only NFL fans show.
Taylor Heineke might be the future of the Jags franchise. We keeping it a buck, but we can move on.
No. All right. Anyways, all right. So we finna go through these games
in a second. So before, this is more football related talk, probably deeper than we would get into our Friday podcast. So I thought it would be better to bring it here to this Monday show. It's just a little comparison between like teams that took a first round quarterback last year and them this year, and just sort of how that position performed on their team last year, how the team performed last year, and then what they look like right now. Just because I feel like,
so it will be second year
my
quarterbacks.
opinion,
right?
What do you say?
So this will be about teams with second year quarterbacks.
No, this is all about the rookies. The teams that drafted a rookie quarterback this year. Yeah. Okay. I feel like this class, just because like Mac Jones is like the one that's like sort of he's performed well. Like he's basically been the only one that has. It makes it seem like this class is like extraordinarily bad. And in some ways that they are like compared to all time rookies, but I don't know. We'll see. So to start off, like I think this is kind of in order of where people got drafted. So obviously the first team is the Jags. Last year, you guys were 1-15. You were 1-6 in games. hold on. 1-6 in games that were one possession or less, which is pretty good. Like it shows you like you're more competitive than that record was.
No, for sure.
The combined total for your outgoing passers, because I think you had it was
Gardner
most of the season was Gardner, but there's someone else threw balls too. I forget who.
Nick Foles.
Nah. It was who's the other nigga playing for us last year? It was
That's the worst trivia ever.
Damn, I can't even think of it now. Holy shit.
You don't know who your quarterback was last season?
Mike Glennon. It was Mike Glennon. That's why.
Okay, there we go. Yep. Yeah, shout out to Mike Glennon. He was selling at the end. Let's go.
Yeah, but so okay.
Wait, Mike Glennon isn't Nick Foles? That's not the same person?
No. The combined for your quarterbacks last year, 387 for 616, 62% completion percentage, 3,955 yards, 25 touchdowns, 16 picks, sacked 44 times for a 6.7 sack percentage. And just for perspective, for sack percentage, like if it's like 4, that's pretty good. Anything less than that is like tremendous, but like so 6.7, like it's not the worst, but it's not great either.
Yeah, sounds bad.
Yeah, it's not the worst though. It's far from the worst. So you were 7th in the league for pass attempts, 32 for rush attempts. The leading targets on that team were DJ Chark at 93, Keelan Cole at 88, Laviska Shenault at 79, and the team had a 3.9 drop percentage. So, and also for drop percentage, like around 4 is like pretty normal. Below 4 is like really good. So,
and if you listen to Friday, we can't really figure out what drops are at this point. Like, at least me,
because the Chargers added one this past week, and I was watching that game. I saw more than one.
You saw hell more than one. Yeah, you saw like 5 or 6 drops. So it's like it's really hard to determine what they think is a drop and what's not a drop.
Yeah. I mean, because until it's robots doing it, I mean, I don't know.
Exactly.
It's kind of,
and it has to like clearly defined parameters. Because
I think
I can't tell.
The best way to look at drops is like it provides an idea of what is happening out there, but in no way is it a definitive metric. It's not going to be way off from what's happening though. But
for sure.
You know. And okay, so take that for what it is. 2021 Jags currently 2-9, 2-3 in one possession games. That sort of means you're losing bigger than last year. You're out of more games despite doubling the win total.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting fucked up this year more than last year.
Despite doubling the win total with 2 wins. It's hilarious.
I tried to give it a positive spin. Trevor Lawrence, he's been your only passer this year. 231 of 398, 58% completion percentage, 2,369 yards, 9 touchdowns, 10 picks. Been dropped 20 times, but only 4.8 sack percentage. So he's keeping cleaner more than the quarterbacks were last year. However, the performance isn't as good as last year.
It don't seem like he's keeping cleaner. Every time I see him, it seems like he's getting rushed. Heavy.
I feel like
so you imagine like
at 4.8% hit like that. I feel like it's just like
he's mobile, so he be getting away from hits.
Our right tackle, dog, this nigga, like, they snapped the ball and this nigga just stood up and, like, just looked in the sky. On, like, a play that clearly could have been a touchdown. I'm going to send it to you guys.
That Florida team where the dude's, like, controller got unplugged.
Oh, my God. He just didn't get up. Stayed in the three-point stance. Even beyond the sack. They moved the ball and he was still sitting there.
I'm going to send it.
Please watch the video. Please watch the video.
Get Jawan Taylor out of here.
That man did the NBA elite glitch. Okay. So your leading targets this year, Marvin Jones, 79, Laviska Shenault at 71, Dan Arnold at 41. DJ Chark's still on the team.
Yeah,
he's been hurt the whole year, right? So other than that, I mean,
Dan Arnold got traded 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
that brother's been there for 4.5 games. Hey, real shit. Dan Arnold's fucking nice. That's a great pickup.
He's been productive.
Dude, that and sure. Like, since we traded CJ Henderson for him, but CJ Henderson's not even playing for Carolina. He's been healthy scratches.
Yep.
They say there's been some mental stuff going on with him, because I know there was like some stuff like preseason with him.
Yeah, he got drafted to the fucking Jags.
Well, that even still, but still, like, dude, like he's not even like suiting up and playing for Carolina. Like, he's just been like healthy scratches.
He got to recover, bro.
Okay, last stat for them, 4.1 drop percentage. And so, like, you see, like, those two things, most of those things are, like, within the same neighborhood as each other, right? Like, as far as, like, pass attempts, like, you throw a little bit less than you did last year. You're rushing more than you did last year. You're getting sacked less than you did last year, but the performances were. So it's just kind of, like, hard to, like, really point to exactly, like, what the exact issue is, where things can look to improve. I feel like Marvin Jones is probably a better target than Keelan Cole, would you say?
Yeah,
gotta be.
Yeah, Keelan Cole's not doing shit on the Jets right now, but we're gonna get to that next.
Jamal, do you see, like, I know this isn't Blake's point, but like, do you see anything with those, like, that differs from those numbers drastically? Like, do you see, like, okay, dude, like, no, that doesn't seem right.
If I read you our wide receiver, who started at wide receiver for us yesterday, you'd be like, okay, I see why this shit sucks, nigga. Okay, so in 2021. It was John Brown, Laquan Treadwell.
Buffalo Bills, John Brown. Okay.
Laquan Treadwell.
First round draft pick.
Laviska. Yeah, he was a first round pick. He was nice in college.
He was.
That was 7 years ago. I don't give a fuck about that now, though. Marvin Jones, but he should never be your number one.
No.
Laviska Shenault's kind of regressed, and I don't know. That man, coaching staff, man, dog, fire Urban Meyer, bro.
Has Laviska Shenault regressed, or is Trevor bad?
I don't think Trevor's bad though, because like they're like. So I'm telling you, there was this. I gotta show you this play, bro. He threw a nice ball for like a right tackle, just giving up on the play and getting pressured immediately.
Like, so bro, you don't think he's good? He just threw a good ball.
No, like, I think he's fine. He has the ability and the talent. It's just, man, he's just not getting much help now.
Okay.
Did you think Gardner
me and you went to a game and we seen the play calling, bro? Like, bro, it was just running up curl flat for like a whole quarter.
Did you think Gardner was bad last year?
At points, yeah. I think he was better the first year when he came in for Foles.
He was fucking nice that first year.
Yeah, because we were dead ass saying like, yo, he's dead ass better than Baker Mayfield.
Last year, Gardner's stats, like, on his own in the 9 games that he played, 216 for 327, 66% completion percentage, 2,259 yards, 16 touchdowns, 5 picks, sacked 27 times, 7.6 sacks percentage. So, I mean, if this was a rookie doing this,
we wouldn't be having this conversation.
For rookie of the year.
That would be better than Mac Jones.
Yeah, that's a great stat line on every point.
Yeah.
But that wasn't good enough to keep his job and ended up making him a backup in Philadelphia.
Gardner was nice. Yeah, he is. Gardner's been nice. We'll get to him. I've always thought he was better than Baker Mayfield. He's Baker Mayfield, but cooler.
Baker Mayfield, but cooler.
With not much different talent around him, you know?
No.
Like, I don't know.
What's worse talent around him, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they won less games, so that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. 2020 Jets, 2-14, 2-3 one possession games. They got absolutely boat raced most weeks had 0 fight. Like if they only had 5 1-possession games through the whole season, like that's horrible.
That's surprising they had that many.
Yeah, they're outgoing passers. So this is just the combined stat line for Darnold and Flacco because neither one of them really played much better than the other. On the Jags for the 2020 season, Gardner Minshew was like worlds better than Mike Glennon. So combined for the 2020 Jets, 292 for 499, 58% completion percentage, 3,115 yards, 16 touchdowns, 14 picks, sacked 43 times, 8.8 sack percentage. They were 29th for pass attempts, 22nd for rush attempts. Top targets, Jamison Crowder, 89, Brashard Perryman at 60, Braxton Berrios at 55, 4.1 drop percentage, which is, like I said, about normal. So that's pretty shitty.
Bro, dead ass, the Jets, I think, easily have the worst roster in the league. Like, easily have the worst roster in the league. There's not a single player on that roster that, like, you'd be like, oh, yeah, I like Mekhi Becton and Quentin Nelson, I guess.
I'm going to say they got some linemen, but...
Yeah.
But it's like, one left tackle don't do shit for you, or one D tackle don't do shit for you. They have the worst roster in the league.
Didn't Becton get hurt?
I think so.
Probably. Plays for the Jets.
Would it make a difference?
Yeah.
Like 3 less sacks.
You'd have 3.1 seconds to throw instead of 2.9 seconds to throw.
Okay. That's a thing. All right. So the 2021 Jets, 3-8. Oh God. They have I didn't do their 1-possession games yet. I did it for everybody else. But they have 2 1-possession losses. I don't know how many wins they have in that. I'm guessing all 3 of their wins are probably 1-possession wins. Zach Wilson.
Tennessee up?
No, they beat Tennessee in overtime. It was a 1-possession game.
Oh, okay. I thought they beat their ass.
Nope, beat them in overtime.
Maybe they were up a lot at one point and Tennessee came back.
Yep.
Maybe.
Okay, so I didn't put their quarterbacks in one line. Well, I did, but I'm going to read that third just because there's such a difference in the level of play between the two of them. Zach Wilson, 118 for 205, 57.6 completion percentage, 1,313 yards, 4 touchdowns, 10 picks, sacked 23 times at a 10.1 sack percentage. So, and this is why it's important to like have these things in context, right? Because if you just saw that line, you'd be like, "Oh my God, their line is shit. They're not protecting him at all."
And then you're gonna say Mike White is the best quarterback of all time. Oh my God!
Let's go to Mike White.
I know
88 for 132, 66.7 completion percentage, 953 yards, 5 touchdowns, 8 picks, not good, 4 sacks at a 2.9 sack percentage.
That's ridiculous. How different their stat lines are. That
looks like means one guy doesn't know how to get rid of the ball. Like, because it's that looks like a
completely different team. And I guess like you can make an excuse for Zach Wilson because he's 22 years old and he's a rookie, and Mike White's not. But like that's a big ass difference.
Yeah, I mean, and even if like, you're going to go with the rookie angle, it's like as a coach, then you've got to know to give my guy just quick things to get the ball out of his hand. Like, don't let him stand here and stare down the field, hoping for 4 seconds to get this thing off. Like,
and if we're keeping it real, like they have like 2 good running backs, and they have a couple good receivers. Like Jamison Crowder's good everywhere he goes. Corey Davis is good whenever he wants to be good. He don't play that much, but he's good whenever he wants to be good. Yeah, like they have good players. Braxton Berrios seems to be good whenever I watch him somehow.
And asking these young guys to keep waiting on these long developing plays as they're playing bad like this, like 10 picks. He's going to be losing confidence in himself. He's going to be second guessing a deep ball, which you never want him to do, and that's going to lead to more and more sacks like this.
I low-key feel like the 10 picks is unfair because I think 9 of them were against New England. Like I think he had 5 picks against them and 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and in turning, I mean, Zach Wilson, a guy who like his last year at BYU, I think he threw for like 74% completion percentage. He's now at 57.6. None of the guys, or actually, I can't say that. One guy that he threw to is in the NFL, but he's got drafted in the 7th round, and I think he's got like 3 catches on Washington.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess he had NFL talent out there, but like he wasn't throwing to great targets, and he has way better talent around him now compared to back then. Like he's playing like this. Like that's god awful.
Look who he was playing against, man.
Did you happen to compare those numbers to Sam Darnold's numbers last year?
To pass. Sam Darnold was inside that combined line with Joe Flacco just because they played so similar.
Okay. So he's not. He's worse than Sam Darnold, which everybody thought was on Adam Gates.
Yes.
Damn, worse than Darnold?
Yes. This rookie quarterback class is like not only like the worst quarterbacks in the league outside of Mac Jones. There's some of the worst like just seasons for rookie quarterbacks ever. Like They're bad.
I feel like some are going to some shitty situations too.
I feel like they all went to
That's
bad
normal
situations.
though. That's normal.
But, yeah, no, that's true. That is true.
The two that we thought that Trevor went to a good situation, and we thought that Trey Lance went to a good situation, and every time we see them play, they look bad.
I don't have Trey Lance on here just because it's such a small
he played so little, but every time he did play, it looked really bad.
He didn't look ready though at all. Super rough.
He's a project.
Justin Fields. I mean, Mac Jones looks like the best one. Obviously, Justin Fields looks decent as of like the last 3 weeks. Clearly coached by the GOAT.
Yeah, I mean, so the 5th in pass attempts this year for the Jets, 32nd in rush attempts. Elijah Moore, 65 targets. Corey Davis, 56 targets. Jamison Crowder, 50 targets. 4.6 drop percentage, which again about normal. Wow. So that's them. Big trash up there. In 2020 Bears, last year they made the playoffs. Lost to the Saints in the first round. Who dat? 4-5 in one possession games. So they were competitive in like most of their losses and just generally competitive most of the year. Nick Foles' numbers last year: 202 for 312, 64% completion percentage, 1,852 yards, 10 touchdowns, 8 picks, 18 sacks at 5.5 sack percentage. Trubisky, who played a similar amount, 199 for 297, 67% completion percentage, 2,055 yards, 16 touchdowns, 8 picks, and 18 sacks as well. So yeah, combine those two, you get what it's about the same.
Most of the teams that you've mentioned before the Bears would probably kill to have Mitchell Trubisky on their team right now.
Yeah, because this is like the funny thing that I was looking at when I was doing this. These guys that like lost their jobs are playing better than this incoming class, and it's like
100%.
You hope things turn around, but it's like the same roster. It's like
and that's really the biggest argument you can always have against like when I shit on Baker. And it's like, go get somebody better. But it's like, you could get a nigga that's like 53% completion percentage and throws a bunch of picks.
If you're going, like, I feel like if you're going to move on from your quarterback and like you're a team that's like at least winning some games, like I get if you won one game, you won 2 games, then go to the draft, whatever, who cares? Yeah. But like if you were 8-8 last year, maybe just go to free agency. Like maybe get a guy that is coming off a good season. Don't throw it away for something you got to build. Like,
which is why Derek Carr is always the most like popular quarterback in the league.
Yeah,
every team's like, yeah, you're gonna move on, we'll take him. Absolutely,
we'll take him. Yeah, like, it's a great floor.
And like Kirk Cousins, kind of, but Kirk Cousins,
yeah.
Kirk Cousins is low-key a good quarterback.
Kirk Cousins, when you look at his stats, he's kind of getting to that like he's not the Dalton line, but he's the Cousins line. Like
Kirk Cousins is like a fully loaded Honda Accord.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
if not a Benz, that's a nice ass car.
Yeah. Like, if you got a Super Bowl team, or you think you got a Super Bowl team, and Kirk Cousins is your quarterback, you're probably a Super Bowl team. If you have a bad team and Kirk Cousins is your quarterback, you're probably ass.
Yeah, he might cost you like a few years off your life in the wild card or something. But
100%. He also might beat you and have your receiver throwing this helmet into the air.
Yeah, just basically just don't play primetime games and you're Gucci.
Facts.
What another thing with him?
Yeah, it's him and Matt Stafford.
We'll get there later. We'll get there later. No, we'll get there later.
Okay, so 2020 Bears 8th in pass attempts, 27th in rush attempts. Their main targets, Allen Robinson. Yeah, that was last year. 8th in pass attempts.
Oh, last year. Okay, still, goddamn.
I think you might be surprised where they are this. Oh, never mind. Allen Robinson, 151 targets. Darnell Mooney, 98 targets. Anthony Miller, 76 targets. And Jimmy Graham also had 76. So this is like one of the few teams that has 4 people on here. 3% drop percentage. So they were better than normal. Yep. Okay, so Bears this year, 4-7. But they can still get to 8-8. It's not out.
8-9. 8-9.
Oh, 8-9. That's right. Yep. 2-2 in one possession game. So they're not competitive when they lose. They get smacked. And when they win, it's usually close. Justin Fields this year, 115 of 198, 58% completion percentage, 1,361 yards, 4 touchdowns, 8 picks, been dropped 31 times for 13.5% sack percentage.
Goddamn.
Which is absolutely god-awful. But he's one of the few that are dual threats in here. So 56 carries, 311 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5.6 yards a carry. Pretty good. Andy Dalton.
Half of those sacks in that game against Cleveland.
5.6 yards a carry is really good.
No, that's really good.
Absolutely.
That sounds like some Lamar shit. Lamar. Don't tell me Lamar's
I was
like,
say you go look at Lamar. He's like 11 yards a carry or some dumb shit like that.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna look at Lamar's, but I imagine it's higher than that. That's good though. 5.6 is good for anybody else. Andy Dalton, 72 of 112, 64.3 completion percentage, 788 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks, sacked 6 times for a 5.1 sack percentage. It's the same team, same players around him. Dropped 8% left on dropbacks. Like, I don't know. That's kind of huge.
I feel like, wait, did you say a different quarterback for Andy Dalton? You said Andy Dalton. His numbers are different, right?
This is 2 because the Bears have had 2 quarterbacks play this year.
Okay,
so,
got it.
Like I said, Justin Fields had 198 attempts. Andy Dalton has 112. So I felt like it was relevant to include him. Like that's enough probably to make a comparison.
I feel like Justin Fields will be a better quarterback, but it is kind of hard to say that. Like Andy Dalton today probably is a better quarterback, and people were asking for him to play sooner. But like, I expect Andy Dalton's like sack number to be better because he's always been. He don't get sacked. He getting rid of that ball. Like, you know, he's kind of the make the right play kind of guy. So yeah, I expect those numbers to be a little bit different.
I just like looking at stuff like this. It just makes me like question. Like after we saw the Chiefs sit Mahomes for a year, like why are people like in a rush to throw these guys to the fire when like I don't know, like when you can have someone like Andy Dalton who has this level of play, which like it's just nothing to write home about. This is not like keep him forever level of play, but it's like that's so much better than what Fields is doing right now. And it's like you don't know what kind of damage you're doing to him, like confidence wise and stuff. Like it's very I don't know. It's just
that could be coming from like upper like management stuff too, though, because you know they probably
absolutely
they'd be like, oh man, we need to get these young guys. We drafted these motherfuckers like so early on.
Yeah, just like whoever's making the decisions.
And it's rare, but you see like, oh shit, like Justin Herbert first year, Joe Burrow first year. Like you see some of these guys their first year, and like
Mike Prescott first year.
Everybody, I'm sure because we all watch Hard Knocks, right? And every year we watch Hard Knocks and we're like, wow, this running back's the best running back in the league. This quarterback's the best quarterback in the league. Like, he looks great. So seeing these guys every day, you're probably like, dude, if we start him, like, he's probably fucking shit up. Like, we're going to be nice.
Well, okay, so that point you just made, though, is exactly how come I argue with y'all when you say I can do that NFL job. It's like, because we're not supposed to be there thinking those things. It's supposed to be people who can be rational about it and realize that.
And that's why we say we can be there because everybody's irrational. That's why we say we can be there because everybody's irrational. Put us in. We can't be that much worse.
I think you could last the season. Saying like you might burn your whole entire football career on that one season.
My football career right now is having a podcast.
I'm gonna be up $600,000 and
cool it. I have a podcast that 79 people listen to, or I coach the Indianapolis Colts for a year.
Yeah, and good trade-off. You ever do it?
The most hated man in the state where the KKK started.
Never going back. I don't need to go there again.
Hope you make it out.
Dog, since you just brought up Hard Knocks, you know what I just thought about? What if they did like Hard Knocks, but they did like high school teams? That'd be kind of entertaining.
No. Well, yeah, we have like, that.
Hoover High? Wasn't that one?
Hoover High.
I guess. Yeah. Oh, I know.
And then we got Last Chance U, which is basically high school teams because them niggas is all 19 to 22. Yeah. Or Mississippi.
Can you imagine if we were like Hard Knocks? Like one of our years was on Hard Knocks in high school? That'd been funny.
No.
Hell no.
No.
I think
you and Devontae would have had way too many confessionals yelling at each other.
I don't think I would want a camera in my face at that young. Like I feel like I would do permanent damage to myself as an adult.
You think so?
Blake would not.
You don't know what you're doing, and like I don't know. You might do something that's embarrassing to you later.
You're not an idiot.
You might like say some like inflammatory shit that you don't realize how inflammatory it is. You said a lot of that shit back then.
Yeah. What do you mean you're not an idiot, Jamal? I think you're an idiot now. I tell you you're an idiot every day. What do you mean you're not an idiot? You would absolutely not have a job today. Yeah.
Well, obviously you're gonna switch it up in front of a camera though.
No,
really?
The camera's there all the time. So it's like, like high school's like stupid shit. Like someone like might like embarrass you in a room and you feel like you got to do some extra shit to like get over that or whatever. It's like, it's like you don't want to do that. That's too young.
No, Jamal, he's delusional. No,
anyway,
he was
imagine they had the camera. Like it was one of them days like when we were playing like Madden with Devontae or whatever, and like Devontae, who like has a career in football still to this day. Like he's down there playing Madden with us. He starts losing the game and just his temper comes out and shit like that. And now that's on the camera.
It's just boys being boys.
All right.
Okay.
Do you live in 2021?
Like, wow, this is how you respond under pressure? Like, I don't know if we can do this with you. Like,
yes, it's a dub.
This is like 14 years ago.
I know, but it's a question you got to answer every single time. 14 years ago never stopped someone from bringing some shit up on Twitter, right?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Only if it's like super bad, though.
All right.
It's super bad relative.
All right, move on.
All right. So 2021 Bears, 32nd in pass attempts, 7th in rush attempts. Darnell Mooney, 83 targets. Cole Kmet, 57. Allen Robinson at 50. He's missed 2 games. 44. Only 2 games. And only 50 targets. So I don't know what the fuck's going on.
He's out.
They're 32nd in pass attempts.
He's like, y'all really asking him to throw me the fucking ball? Are you serious? But 4 drop percentage. So again, about normal. 2020 Patriots, 7-9, 3-3 in one possession games. Cam Newton, I'm only reading his stats because he started 15 games. He like didn't finish one game, and then one game someone else started. So I didn't feel like that was enough for me to put it on here. 242 of 368, 65.8 completion percentage, 2,657 yards, 8 touchdowns, 10 picks, sacked 31 times for a 7.8 sack percentage. He had 137 carries, though, for 592 yards and 12 touchdowns. But of those 12 touchdowns, only 2 were from farther out than 5 yards.
God damn.
9 and 11 yards. And
they were further out from 5 yards, and they were within 20. Within 15.
Yeah, they're at 9 and 11 yards. And so I forgot why I put this other thing here. On his passing touchdowns, only 3 were longer than 20 yards.
Jesus Christ.
And this is all Cam Newton?
What do you say?
This is Cam Newton?
This is Cam Newton. That's all Cam Newton. And so with that, I felt like a good highlight of that is like that's sort of like emblematic of Bill Belichick and how good he is. Yeah. That he got all of everything that he could get out of Cam Newton because we've seen what Cam Newton's like today. He found a way to make it work as good as it could work, though, it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He might be finished.
That's crazy.
Yeah, vaccine for no reason. He about to be unemployed again.
And they said he's what, 0-10 as a starter?
They wasted the
over his last 10 games. Yeah, it's nasty hours for him.
They wasted the super 31st in pass nigga, bro.
He can start for the Saints right now.
They wasted the super soldier serum on it. He didn't even need it.
No lie, so I'm reading like these rookie stats and shit like that, right? Trevor Siemian's just about playing as well as the rest of the rookies on here, so he could start for the Saints. Like Trevor Siemian's been god awful. 31 pass attempts, 31st in pass attempts, 3rd in rush attempts. Jacoby Myers was the number 1 target at 81, Damiere Barrett at 77, James White at 62, and N'Keal Harry at 57.
That was 4.5%. That was last year. Last year. It's still crazy that Jacoby Myers had 81 targets with 0 touchdowns.
Yep.
No Holy shit. That's so impressive. That's impressive to this point.
I didn't even know.
I think he had his first touchdown, 3 weeks ago?
I thought he was white.
Wait, it's Jacoby with a K. You got to ask some questions now.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know what's going on up there. All right, 2021 Patriots, 8-4, 2-3 one possession games. They're blowing out teams and losing close when they lose. Mac Jones, the golden child, 268 of 381, 70.3 completion percentage, 2,850 yards, 16 touchdowns, 8 picks, 24 sacks, so 5.9 sack percentage. They're 23rd in pass attempts, 12th in rush attempts. And then the targets are Jacoby Myers at 90, Nelson Aguilar at 54, Kendrick Bourne at 53, and Hunter Henry at 50. It's a 2.9 drop percentage.
That receiver room, whole lot better. Tight end room, whole lot better. And these
because they got Johnny Smith too, right?
These teams beat the Chargers by a combined 43 points.
I swear he was so filthy last year for the Titans, like towards the end of the year.
Yep.
He's a diversion, if anything, but yeah, he was hella nice. He hadn't done shit this year. He's been hurt a little bit though. But Hunter Henry been on a little run. Jacoby Myers look good. Kendrick Bourne has been good his whole time in the league.
Hunter Henry is good. I feel like he just be hurt a lot.
That's the Eastern Washington guy. Shout out to the crib. from Yakima. I
Hunter
think.
Henry is?
No, Kendrick Bourne. I think he's from Oregon.
He's from the Bay. Or he's from Oregon.
He's from Oregon, but he went to school in Eastern Washington.
I watched some shit that he did this offseason of him like house hunting. I don't know why the hell I was watching it, but yeah, he bought a house
from the crib. He was wearing an ETC shirt at one of his press conferences last year.
Oh, that's tight.
Well, there you go. By the way, yeah, Mac Jones, like that just sort of perspective, like he's playing better than replacement level quarterbacks, and obviously way better than all the other rookies. And like, I just think teams need to be a little bit more, not so in a rush to at least put the rookies in. Like, it's fine if you go get one, especially like if you like weren't competitive all the year before, but like, don't turn your back on like vets that are available just like to hold the place in the meantime. Like, I know we all wanted Justin Fields to get in there really bad too over Andy Dalton, just because Andy Dalton hasn't been shit and still in the league for like a decade is different than like not shit and like in the league for 2 years, you know?
Yeah. And be realistic about your situation. Like, realistically, like we wanted Andy Dalton to not start because like it seemed like the Bears had a great situation going on. Hasn't been so much. And I mean, Justin Fields is obviously a part of the problem, but like hasn't been so much. The Patriots revamped their whole shit this offseason. Like they had so many weapons that it's like it's kind of easy for Mac Jones to come in and start when you got two tight ends who over the last like 4 or 5 years have been top 10 guys. You have receivers who are really good. Your line is good. Your defense is always good. You got good coaching. Like it makes sense for those guys to come and step right in. For Zach Wilson, it doesn't really make any sense for Zach Wilson to come step right in. Other than the fact that you don't got nobody else.
Yeah,
like that team is awful. There's no reason he should even be playing right now. Other than the fact that
Joe Flacco.
That team is awful. You got a better case for Trey Lance over him because that team is so good.
Trey Lance can't throw the football.
Cannot. But that team is good enough where it's like, let's figure some shit out. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's like there's just like a real like basement level of skill that you have to get to though before like you're like considered like an NFL caliber starter. Like Mac Jones' season he's having right now is better than any season that Daniel Jones has ever had. Gardner Minshew last year was better than any season that Daniel Jones has ever had. Like it's there's like levels, you know. It's like and it takes not everybody's ready to do that the first day. Like just gotta.
Daniel Jones has good like months. Really, he don't even have good like years. He has good months.
He's out of this bitch.
I thought he was gonna take a little leap this year.
But then even like Daniel Jones, like at his worst season, is still better than any rookie in this draft class other than Mac Jones. So it's like,
goddamn.
What is? Yeah,
got to keep him
around. Don't rush it. Just don't rush it.
It's hard to find good quarterbacks. There really only be like 20 good quarterbacks on the planet at any point in time. Like not in the league, but on Earth.
20 that you're not going to look elsewhere.
Yeah. And that's being generous because there really might be like 10 that you're not looking elsewhere. 20 that's like
10, 15, something like that.
Yeah, 20 that it's like, okay, like we can make this work. 10 where it's like we don't have any questions.
You say there's about 15 if they became available, then the other 15 teams need to be aggressive in seeing if they can do something to get them.
Facts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Damn, I just got a notification saying DK Metcalf has 0 targets.
Good boy. But the good news is all the rookie quarterbacks, I believe, besides Mac Jones, obviously. Well, no, actually all the rookie quarterbacks, I believe they're playing better than Ben Roethlisberger. So
and is Ben Roethlisberger the worst quarterback in the league right now?
He's like outside of the top 30. I know that.
That makes sense. He looks awful. Well, good last week, but looks awful.
That's all I got, though. I did the little thing.
Okay.
DK Metcalf is about to blow a fucking.
I know we had like this one. We don't got to go too deep into this, but I know we had talked a little bit about like what second year guys we think will like, or not second year guys, but like guys who are like at the end of their contract. I
tried to do that stuff today. I tried to prep that today, and like it wasn't easy.
It's not.
I need to go get a description of the Sport Track.
The end of some people's contracts be like not really the end of their contract, or it's sooner than you think. But like, you guys think Daniel Jones is coming back to New York? He got a win this week.
He's pretty terrible, but like I could see them bringing him back and like just drafting someone even still, and like letting him play until it's just time to put that other person in. Like,
yeah,
same. That's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen. I feel that with a lot of teams. Like, I feel that with Cleveland, Philly's probably got to be looking at somebody. Like, keep the guy you got, but like, start looking forward.
Yeah, look for an upgrade.
Yeah, because like I don't know,
because not Fields, but Hurts is like a second round pick. Like, so I know they got him for cheap for another 2 years probably. So you can still bring somebody else in to bring in competition and shit. If he still develops and gets better, then you got your guy, but you can still use him.
Yeah, never know what you're getting from that. All right, so we can start talking about these the games this week. Pause.
Yo.
Obi topics.
Getting my bag, dog.
So first game I got, Pittsburgh lost to Cincinnati 41-10. Boat race.
Yeah, nah.
Pittsburgh stinks.
Roethlisberger's cooked.
This is the longest point. Like, at what point do you guys think you should you got a legend, right? Like Pittsburgh probably doesn't. They probably don't want to put him out to pasture, right? Like they're like, hey man, let's make it work as long as. But at what point do you have to start their backup is Dwayne Haskins.
Y'all thought January 6th looked crazy. Let them bench Ben Roethlisberger and see what them people do. It's the same crowd.
Especially if they bench him for Dwayne fucking Haskins. Oh, it's gonna get nasty at Heinz Field.
They're storming Heinz Field.
I got Bane on speed dial. I got Bane on speed dial.
Bring the best out of Haskins, man. He gonna revive him. I believe him.
Dog, Dwayne Haskins don't care about
awful too.
Yeah,
he looks like the rookies this year.
Even if he wasn't god awful, he don't even want to be good. He be texting on the sideline, like, yo, where the hoes, bro?
I think when I ran the number, Dwayne Haskins actually, I think his was better. Though he's at 57, and Trevor Lawrence is at 71. This is sorted by passer rating.
God damn.
The first 16 games. So obviously Trevor hasn't played 16 yet, but for perspective.
So he's Black Josh Rosen, is what you're telling me.
Hold on.
Who Haskins?
We're getting sidetracked, but Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen threw a pick six his first play. Was that 2 weeks ago?
Yes. I think Blake opened the podcast with that for some reason because he's just a spiteful motherfucker.
Nah, yeah, Josh Rosen's cooked, bro. Man.
Josh Rosen was actually worse than all the rookies this year. So there's that.
Okay, makes sense. All right. We had the Jets at Houston, 21-14. Did either of you watch more than 65 seconds of that game? Of course you did.
No, I watched the whole game.
You watched the whole game?
I told you I like the trash games.
1-800 Kelp.
I had to split box between that and then the Jags and the Falcons because I got Cordero Patterson. But yeah, I watched that game. It was entertaining. I don't know, like Tyrod Taylor had some good balls. Pause.
I don't think I have anything to contribute to what you said because I'm mad at everything you said so far.
No,
like every word you said makes me upset.
Here and there. I don't watch it.
I closed my eyes when they put them on.
I saw that pick Zach Wilson threw where he tried to do a shovel pass, but the nigga wasn't looking.
No, that was like the Jason Williams behind the back pass. It's the same energy.
Duh.
Bounce it off.
Dude's back, and that dude made a hell of a play to catch that because he had to dive and catch that one.
It's impressive shit right there, dog. That's number 2 overall pick.
All right, sorry, I just blacked out. I wasn't paying attention to nothing you niggas said. All right, we had Tampa at Indy. Tampa ended up winning 38-31. Tom Brady, really, drive by drive, is either the best quarterback in the league or the worst. Not really any in between.
Fuck this guy.
He ain't the worst.
He's not the worst, for sure, because Baker Mayfield exists. He's either looking mid as fuck or dominant.
Now these niggas want to score points. These niggas only had 8 points total in that first half.
Leonard Fournette looked like the Michael Jordan of football. Had 4 touchdowns this week. Love it.
I hate football.
Leonard Fournette's been incredible. I don't know. See, again, that's like an organization thing. How the hell do y'all get rid of him? When the last season he's in Jacksonville, he can finally learn to catch the ball. 100 targets, 1,100 yards on the ground.
Oh yeah, it's just dude, for the 4th overall pick and for a big power back that can't stay healthy. It's damn, I don't think we should have taken him that high.
No, maybe not that high, but don't let him walk. Yeah.
You should never take it back that high. You should never take it back that high, and that's the problem.
It's a key part of a winning team.
Absolutely.
No, yeah.
But yeah, Tampa looked great for the
them.
most part. Their defense doesn't ever look that good, but always looks kind of good. Carson Wentz we've talked about multiple times, like, what does the comeback player of the year mean? And I think Carson's got to win comeback player of the year because he's having a fantastic year so far. Like, didn't break his leg, didn't break his back, but he looks awesome.
He might have muddied his stats up a little bit in this game just with the I think he had 2 like heave picks. Like I think he had one at the end of the half and like one at the end of the game. So that doesn't look great for your counting stats in the end, but like he's been really good.
Still looks better than Dak.
This year?
No, just day by day.
Dak it's a throwback joke.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Something about Tom Brady this year. So Jamal talked about this earlier, but like him at home this year, 20 touchdowns, 3 picks, 113 rating. Him on the road this year, 10 touchdowns, 6 picks, 94.1 rating. And that's sort of like been emblematic of his career because like on his career, it's 306 touchdowns at home, 85 interceptions at home as well, and then on the road, 305 touchdowns, 115 picks. So for whatever reason, he's turnover happy on the road compared to his at home self. But on the whole, those numbers are still like good for an NFL quarterback. It's just not GOAT.
Yeah, which I feel like it makes sense for like when you really key in on these like all-time players. Like, God, this is gonna sidetrack us so much. I feel like part of the benefit of Michael Jordan was like he played 14 years total, I think. So like those GOAT years kind of contract in on like 89 to 97. But with Tom Brady or with LeBron, where it's like, yo, you've played 20 years. We've got like the 2 or 3 years where you like, whether it be beginning, middle, or end of your career, we have those years where you were just like not that guy. As opposed to with Jordan, there's not really, other than like he broke his leg. Like, sure, he's not good that year. He's good every year because he was in his prime every year. But for Tom, you get these like 20. You look at 2017, and it's like, oh yeah, he was okay. You look at 2021. Oh, okay, he was okay. He's always really good. Wasn't number 1, wasn't number 32, but just always really good. I feel like it's a little easier to like pick those years out when guys play so much longer.
His name gets made like in big moments too. It's the playoffs and end of games. Yeah. I'm just like really curious how come like his touchdown to interception split is like so different from home and road. Like even what you said 2017, he had 18. He was 18 touchdowns, 2 picks at home. 14 touchdowns, 6 picks on the road. It seems
that's funny.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny because that was really I pulled that year out of my ass. So yeah, that's
just
funny.
Like that's just him on the normal. He just seems to chuck it up on the hood.
That's like emblematic everywhere.
Yeah,
harder to play on the road.
I think it really must be a thing. Like I don't know.
And then I think in this game, Jonathan Taylor had 3 touchdowns. I think this week.
Yeah, he had a slow start though. I believe he only had 25 yards at the half or something like that.
Yeah, it's dumb. Having a running back like that, which I'll talk about a little bit more when we get to the Chargers game, has to make life so much easier for any quarterback. Doesn't matter what type of quarterback you are, but having a fucking like a motherfucker who can just like, yeah, I'm going to get 112 yards and 3 touchdowns.
They only had 25 yards at half. They only had 10 points in the first half of that game, fam.
So explain to people how come you're upset at this again?
Dude,
sounds like you were betting on it.
I took the under at 53, and they had what was it 7-3 at the half?
I don't remember, but I remember at the end
it was hella low because it looked like it looked like it was guaranteed to hit. Yeah, it was pretty low, and then they put up hella fucking points in the second half, and that was the only one. Dude, I literally got the other 8 right.
You really hate to see it. You really hate to see it.
That shit was 20-18.
All right. Well, if you think you're sad now, next game, Atlanta at Jacksonville. Atlanta won 21-14.
I thought they was going to 40-ball us. We had a chance to tie it at the end of the game, but I gotta. You guys have to see this play where like the nigga just forgets that he's playing an NFL game at right tackle.
He stood up, looked like a Minecraft character. I seen a stat this week that said the Falcons over the last 3 weeks, they has 27 possessions without Cordell Patterson on the field, and they scored 0 points.
2 touchdowns.
And then he had 2 touchdowns in the first half of this game. So pretty much their offense is Cordell Patterson, and Cordell Patterson. And he single-handedly beat you guys, pretty much.
The Vikings drafted him in the first round as a wide receiver, right? Didn't they?
Yep.
Yes.
Was he just misused like the whole time? Is he just like a good ass running back that like you should just throw the ball and get him?
They drafted him or like we got Devin Hester.
Yeah, New England. When he went to New England, they started playing him everywhere. He was on special teams. He was running the ball and he was playing wide receiver.
Yep.
And then I believe once he went to Chicago, they started leading him more towards the running back thing.
He did that in Oakland first. Because every time
in Oakland too.
He was in Oakland, and he did. Why does number 18 have fucking 97 rushing yards on us today? It's awful. And then he did it in Chicago, and now he's doing it again. Yeah, he's great.
He's like tall too. He's like a tall receiver, isn't he?
He's like 6'4".
Yeah, he's 6'4". He's 6'2", but he's fucking buff.
Oh, okay.
Let's say that the 20. Goddamn, I'm doing it again.
The
2013 NFL draft, like that's the one he was in. Like if that shit happened again today, and you knew that Cordell Patterson was this, like, is he probably going higher than 29? You think?
I'm sure because I'm sure
some team would.
The 6 picks above him are like bad offensive linemen and DBs or some shit.
Yeah, and
DeAndre Hopkins is probably the one player above him that
I was about to say. Can you read me the top 5 picks in that draft?
Eric Fisher to Kansas, Luke Joeckel to Jacksonville, Deion Jordan to Miami, Lane Johnson, Philadelphia, and Ezekiel Ansah to Detroit.
Ezekiel Ansah and Deion Jordan were both out of the league before their rookie contract was over.
No, Ezekiel Ansah played in Seattle.
Ziggy Ansah was out of the league.
That's the dude from Detroit, right? He was out of the league within his first contract because he got an extension. Because I feel like he had a. I feel like he was
get picked up.
Kind of decent. I don't know if his 5th-year thing got picked up, but he played on another.
I feel like he had decent games.
Deion Jordan was horseshit, though.
He was horseshit. Yeah, absolutely.
Some other good names: Darius Slay, Zach Ertz, Giovanni Bernard, Robert Woods, the 3rd best wide receiver in the league.
Bro, can we talk about that real quick? We didn't even got to talk about the game. Doug, Troy Aikman said, I think Robert Woods is a top 3 receiver in the league. And I've seen multiple clips because when Blake sent that to me, I was like, this nigga's drunk. He didn't
I just heard it too.
And I was like, was he talking about Cooper Kupp? And you were like, no. They were talking about Robert Woods' injury. And then I seen multiple videos and a TikTok that both said, or all said, Robert Woods is a top 3 receiver in the league after they were just talking about Robert Woods. What the fuck are you talking about?
I gotta see what he's looking at.
Dog, Robert Woods is not the 5th best receiver in that division. Easily not.
I gotta see what he's talking about.
Dog, they got Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Hopkins, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Larry Fitzgerald might come back. AJ Green still plays football.
Yeah, we can name like the debatables. He might be the 5th best in that division.
Odell.
Deebo Samuel. Yeah, Odell. What?
Brandon Ayuk against the
George
Jaguars.
Kittle. George Kittle might as well be a receiver when we're talking about this. Yeah. He's out of his goddamn mind.
Hey, I just looked up Deion Jordan. How many sacks do you think he had for his career?
17.
13 and a half.
14 and a half, you said?
13 and a half. How many sacks do you think Ezekiel Ansah had for his career? You're going to be wrong.
Let me get 8.
You're not going to guess it.
17.
Was he getting busy?
He was getting kind of busy. Yeah. So his first 3 years was 8, 7.5, 14 and a half. Then it went to 2, then 12, then 4, then 2.5. Like I remember him being kind of decent.
Damn. Yeah, it's definitely better than I expected. What happens
to pass rushers that you just?
It's just his last 2 years. I think he must just be getting hurt his last 2 years because he had 2.
Because those be the guys that can't do shit against the run. So you giving up 116 yards a game?
Just bull rush out the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Goddamn, Deion Jordan had 13 and a half sacks. That's bad. That's crazy.
All right.
I think he had a star trait, though. I used to get him up a little bit.
Next game I have is Carolina at Miami. Miami ended up winning 33-10. Miami on a little bit of a roll. They're looking good on offense and defense.
Jalen Waddle was so goddamn fast.
TikTok kid dance. Yeah, Jalen Waddle's looking nice.
No, yeah. I was reading a stat this morning that said Jalen Waddle, since Tua came back from his injury, is the most targeted receiver in the league, has the 5th most catches and 5th most touchdowns.
He's 10 targets, 9 catches, 37 yards. Yay!
Tua still don't look good. Every time I look at him throw the ball, he don't look good.
Hold on.
I feel like Tua's just been looking okay.
230, 1 touchdown? What are you talking about?
Did you say 7 for 31?
27 of 31. This is not Cam Newton numbers. 27.
Oh, shit.
231 touchdown.
Carolina might be fraudulent.
Yeah. On the other side, 5 of 21, 92 yards.
God, damn. Ugh.
That's a running back, though. That's fucking nice.
Yeah, I sent a text in the first quarter when Cam ran in the touchdown. I was like, oh, Cam really is back. Couldn't have tried to delete that text faster. Cancel my T-Mobile account.
Yeah, why both their quarterbacks passing numbers look like receiving numbers?
But I mean, the Panthers are pretty much done. Christian McCaffrey's out for the year. Announced today. Left the stadium in a walking boot yesterday and is now out for the season. So fuck my fantasy football team and fuck him. He's played 10 games over the last 2 seasons. All 10 of the games, he looks dominant. His stats in all 10 of those games, you couldn't tell he's hurt. You couldn't tell he's ever been hurt. Looks like the best running back ever, but Christian McCaffrey is now out for the year. So that's sick.
Look, man, I'm gonna give you some sound fantasy football advice right now.
Don't draft white people.
Spend your first round, almost. You spend your first round pick on a white dude, and it's not a tight end. You fucked up.
No, because Christian McCaffrey won your fantasy league 2 years ago.
He did, but not anymore. It's 2021.
Is it 2 years ago?
Hey, George Floyd didn't die for Christian McCaffrey to get drafted number 1 overall, and that's my bad. But the worst part,
I was not expecting this.
The worst part about it, Derrick Henry's hurt. Alvin Kamara has now missed, I think, 3 weeks in a row. So like
2.
Dalvin Cook is about to miss his 3rd week because he dislocated his shoulder. So literally the top 4 backs. Literally, the top 4 picks in fantasy drafts this year are all missing a quarter of their season.
Yeah,
so that's
Nick shows.
Maybe just don't play fantasy football. How about that?
Or we all have good records in here too.
Draft like your boy
Derrick Henry died. What are you talking about?
I'm playing FCS West this week, but it don't matter. A dub for dub, man. Put him on the schedule. I beat him.
Fuck Devontae. He's never coming on the podcast again for this reason.
He's going to come celebrate my fantasy championship when I actually get money this time.
I'm shooting you niggas.
He had a win when this game started.
After that game, I got Tennessee at New England. New England won 36-10. Like I said on the Friday pod, Tennessee without their top 3 guys, like, I don't care. They're going to lose every game.
Yo, what happened to Ryan Tannehill?
Dude, I don't know what the fuck happened to him. He's getting
What do you mean what happened to him? He doesn't have Derrick Henry, fucking Julio Jones, or A.J. Brown. Who is he throwing to right now?
Even still, I still think he'd be a little better than this.
You got to see some of these throws he was trying. You see the one he did the back of the end zone?
I did.
Like 3 defenders there.
He looks bad, but his calling card is typically like hella accurate. And it's easy to be hella accurate when you have Jonnu Smith, A.J. Brown, Julio, really Adam Humphries, like Tajay Sharp. Like, he had a good guy. He's throwing to me. And I got bad hands.
It's not drops, though. Like, he's throwing bad balls.
I don't know what to drop anymore. No, yeah, it's for sure bad balls. But Julio catching bad balls. A.J. Brown catching bad balls. Pause.
Okay, so let's say let's say he gets 4 more completions on this game. I don't know. It's still not like a good game. Like, he's playing god awful. Like,
I don't even want to defend him. I'm just saying, like, his team is dog shit.
Like, Dontrell Hilliard had 12 attempts for 131 yards on the ground. Deontay Foreman, 19 carries, 109 yards. So the rushing attack is still there. Like you said, those passing targets are gone.
They had 220 yards on the ground with those guys?
Yes.
Oh, shit. That's surprising.
So shit is still working.
New England was clearly like, yo, we'll give you the run. You're not throwing this ball.
Make Tannehill beat us.
Yeah, holy shit. That's impressive.
New England will have to pay J.C. Jackson. He got another pick this game.
Oh, my goodness.
I think he leaves the league. He got 8, right?
Something like that. 7 or 8.
Yeah, where'd he come from? He came out of nowhere. I feel like I just started hearing the name this year.
I think he had hella picks from him last year too. I feel like
was he good last year?
Yeah, I think he was.
He was. Only reason I know him was one of the
9 picks last year.
Yeah.
He's nasty. He's nasty. The next game we got is Philly at New York. 13-7. I watched very little of this game. Seen a lot of tweets.
Something else good was on there in this one. This is the first. This is the first batch.
Everything else was on during this one.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't got nothing to say. 13-7. Yeah.
Jalen sliding. No.
Did he throw 3 picks?
Jalen Reagor dropped 2 touchdowns at the end of the game, though.
Oh.
Jalen Reagor did drop 2 passes in the end zone. They got 2 videos of him of like one's going directly through his both hands, one bounced off his helmet.
Nigga did the diamond.
You hate to see it.
Oh, that would have been for the dub too. No, you hate to see it.
He dropped 2 game winners in the end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they went up 14-13. Yeah, hit the extra point. Yeah.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts 14-31, 129 yards, 3 picks. Only got dropped once though, so he got that going for him.
I guess his jersey was clean as hell for some shit.
Yeah. Daniel Jones 19-30, 202, 1 touchdown. Get on, baby. Hey, Evan Ingram, I don't think has been extended yet. Like you might be the one.
He's
one
not
person
getting extended. He's
2017 class, right?
Yeah, I think he got a drop problem.
Yeah. So this is literally like the last year of his deal, I think, and he's not extended yet.
He's fucking disappointing. That motherfucker's always hurt, and I swear he's not as good as you would think he was going to be. Because he was like a freak athlete at tight end.
I think this is last year he was pretty productive, so he's kind of just playing on that this year. But you're right, I don't think they're going to trust him because of that durability and the drops issue. So probably end up in Tampa Bay and help Tom win another one.
Right. That's exactly what's going to fucking happen.
Hands will never work better.
And he's still fast as fuck.
Yep. Because OJ Howard ain't doing shit, even that same draft class.
Jesus Christ. OJ Howard and him have both been disappointments.
Yep. OJ Howard, he tore his Achilles last year, right? Is he back from that?
He's been on my Dynasty team since I started playing Dynasty. Jesus. I've never started him.
He's never played, and you've probably never regretted it either.
No,
maybe one game
week where I'm like, damn.
Yeah, no.
I think it was nice. Oh man, he was.
All right, well,
that's why Madden got to be an award. He was nice on that.
That nigga was filthy on Madden.
Him and Cameron Brate are still hella nice on Madden.
Cameron Brate has a kind of cool real life.
Who was the one tight end that like just balled out on the Bucks that one year for Jameis? It was the old white dude that came out of nowhere. Was that Cameron Brate or was that someone else?
I feel like that was Cameron Brate.
Was it? Okay. He was like 30 years old when he first started balling.
Like, wow, this
was it Cameron Brate
every week.
It probably is. I don't know how old Cameron Brate is, but it probably is.
I'll go to the next one. If I find it, I'll let you know.
I don't really want to go to the next one, actually. I'd rather stay on this one.
Oh, it's the Chargers?
The Chargers?
Yeah, the next one is the Chargers lost 28-13 to Denver. Man, it looked fucking awful.
Boy, didn't I tell you to stay out of Mile High?
You did. I was listening back to our Friday podcast this week, and I was listening to me cooking the Saints, and I was still mad. I wanted to say more how bad we played. That's basically your fault. But like, God, every time we lose, obviously when your team loses, it's fucking frustrating. But every time we lose, it's so frustrating because it's like, are you niggas, like, what is happening? Am I missing something? Like, I've been looking at stats this week. They said when we win games, Justin Herbert has a quarterback rating of 118.78. And to put that into, like, context, Aaron Rodgers, his MVP year last year, he averaged 121.5. So basically, when we win the games, like, Justin Herbert got to play like an MVP. Okay. If he has anything lower than 118, we lose almost every time. And that's kind of like feels like on par with what I've been thinking, obviously for the past couple of years, but especially this year, where it's like our line don't really look that good, and we got our asses kicked Sunday. We have Austin Eckler, who's, I love him. I love him. He does some shit. He be on some shit. He's 5'8". Like, you got to have a running back that can actually run the ball. Don't really be working out. We be dropping the ball.
You could be 5'8" and run the ball and be a great back.
Hell yeah.
MJD was like 5'5".
Yeah, he was a great back. How many years? None of those guys. Darren Sproles was not the number one back on any of the teams he was on.
On the Saints, and I think our record set in 2011 year, he probably had the most touches of anybody.
I don't want to say touches though, because sometimes it's like 2nd and 8, and you just got to run the ball. You don't want the 5'8" nigga running the ball.
I mean, I think at that point it was him or Mark Ingram. So
it might have been Darren Sproles, but Austin Eckler
boy from Chicago. What is his fucking name? Pierre? Is it something Pierre?
Oh yeah, something
Pierre Thomas.
Yeah, Pierre Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah.
But but see, that's my point too. Like, you have these running backs where it's like Pierre Thomas ain't nobody's you ain't putting him on a big contract, but it's just nice to have a guy who's bigger, who can run the ball. We just need that. All of our backs who aren't Austin Eckler are awful. We can't run the ball. So
didn't y'all draft a guy from UCLA not that long ago?
Josh Kelly, bad. We drafted Larry Roundtree, bad. We activated one of our running backs from the practice squad this year who came into camp last year, and Anthony Lynn wanted to start him, but he came in at 250. Motherfucker looked like Eddie Lacy. Bad.
See, I got nice though. Yeah, he was when he was under 300.
I said look like, not play like, look like.
Y'all need to go ahead, open that team management menu, go right to the top of that. You'll see Todd Gurley right there. He's a 78. Pick him up.
Hey, man.
Or Le'Veon Bell, too. He's out there.
We need to do something because it's nasty hours. Like Blake, you brought up a couple weeks ago, how Justin Herbert's not throwing the ball downfield. And I was listening to some today, and they were talking about last year he was top 3 in yards per attempt and air yards per attempt, and this year he's 28. That doesn't seem like this motherfucker's scared to throw the ball. And then when you hear our coaches talk about it, we have the Saints quarterback coach from when Drew Brees was there as our offensive coordinator, and they were like, yeah, we're going to kind of run a Saints offense, which sounds good when you think of having Drew Brees, but we got
fantastic.
We got Josh Allen, who don't like to throw as many picks, even though he threw picks this week. I understand. Don't bring it up. I know. We got Josh Allen, who don't like to throw as many picks. His mother can sling the ball and run the ball. And we're like, hey, we should throw a bunch of slants and text routes. That'll work out.
You know what you don't have, though? Sean Payton.
So, we don't have somebody fast either.
Fact. Okay, so here's this might help a little bit. Per Pro
Football
got no
fast receivers?
No.
Mike Williams he got a little bit of money to him.
Mike Williams catches the ball deep. He's not fast at all.
I thought he was kind of fast.
Okay.
No, you did not think he was fast. No, you didn't.
Maybe I think he's 2017 class too.
2018. Because we drafted him the year that Patrick Mahomes got drafted for some reason.
Oh shit. So per Pro Football Focus, the Chargers have the 17th best pass blocking line,
which is fine. Okay,
yeah,
should be better. Okay, yeah. And yesterday we looked bad. Justin also looked bad. I'm not going to blame it all on the line yesterday. Matt Filer, who is probably our best offensive lineman outside of Rashawn Slater, was out yesterday. But Justin looked bad yesterday in all aspects.
So the reason I bring that up is that you're talking about the short passes and everything. That could be a reason for it. Because Justin Herbert, I guess most weeks he's not playing bad. Most weeks he's played good. He's had some bad games though,
for sure.
But it's probably doing the smart thing of getting rid of the ball to keep the play going. Rather than
it really seems like those are the plays we're calling though. And when they keep tapping back into we want to run a Saints offense, which we make fun of Mike Thomas for running slants all the time, but that's also what they asked the motherfucker to do. You have Alvin Kamara and Mike Thomas.
Joke about that all they want. Jerry Rice became the best receiver of all time running slants. Yeah, and won 5 championships or some shit.
We 100% joke about it, but the shit works, right? But if you have Keenan Allen, run hella slants, but you don't have anybody who we have Keenan Allen and a bigger Keenan Allen. We don't even and we have Jared Cook. Jared Cook is our fastest receiver right now, other than Jalen Guyton. Jalen Guyton can't fucking catch the ball.
I thought Jared Cook was done. He would have forgot one.
Jared Cook looks awesome. He dropped some balls, but Jared Cook look awesome this year. We got Donald Parham. Like, don't get me started, but like I was telling y'all today, Tom Telesco's probably going to end up losing his job because if you got a Ferrari right there, and last year he looked like a Ferrari with an offensive coordinator / coach who everybody thinks is pretty bad. Like our head coach right now from last year is the offensive coordinator in Detroit. And our offensive coordinator from last year is the offensive coordinator in Philly. Two offenses that you think are pretty fucking bad. And Justin Herbert looks worse. And I don't think it's because of him, because starting the year, it was like, God, this motherfucker can throw that bitch. But it's like, hey, throw hella Texas routes and slants. That's hella nice. No.
Y'all head coach came from the Rams, right?
What'd you say?
Yeah, he's like a DC there or some shit, right?
No, yeah. Brandon Staley, I think, is an awesome coach. I think he's going to continue to be a great coach. Our defense is overplaying how they should be playing. Like, our defense doesn't have but Derwin and Joey Bosa on it. We don't have any good players on that defense for the most part. No. Asante Samuel's been out the last 3 weeks. He got 2. Our middle linebacker, Kenneth Murray, who got drafted in the first round last year, looks like a bust.
Didn't y'all have like a pretty good like Latino dude who's a pass rusher?
Nigga, if you say that Castillo nigga, that nigga was like mad 2012. He's not talking
about him. We don't, though. No, we don't. We have Uchenna.
Talking about Mario Edwards.
I might have been
Donnie Avery.
Luis Castillo. Okay.
If you really talk about Luis Castillo.
Yeah. Madden 06, fucking Latin edition, the head ass.
Donnie Edwards.
Y'all know you got the HGH pumping over there. People be playing forever on the Chargers. Y'all had the 30th ranked pass blocking O-line last year. So
seems
it's actually better this year. So I don't
much
know
better. No, it's much better.
Rashawn Slater
helps much better.
Yeah.
They're talking about Rashawn Slater winning all-pro left tackle. He might be the best left tackle in the league.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
And everybody else stinks. No, Matt Filer's really good, but everybody else kind of trash.
Just to make sure you stop John Elway from sweet talking in Justin Herbert's ear and stealing him away from you guys, because it seems like Denver's just always a quarterback away.
Gotta kill him. Yep. Oh, if Denver had Justin Herbert, they'd probably win the Super Bowl this year. Because they got 2 good running backs, a good defense. Patrick Surtain Jr. looked like fucking Darrell Revis this week.
Yeah, he be locking shit up.
Hell yeah. They got a pick and a pick 6 on back-to-back plays. Hey, Jamal.
Yes,
did
sir.
You watch the Rams Green Bay game at all?
I watched the first half, and then I had to go run some errands.
Do you know what Matt Stafford's record versus winning teams is right now?
Oh, I saw today 7-90 or some shit like that.
9-70.
Okay, there we go. I was close.
Holy shit! It's hella funny that he went to like low-key the best team in the league. That's now 7-3, and he still don't got double-digit wins against winning teams.
That is funny.
At this point, I'm discounting Detroit. Detroit might not have been the problem. Detroit's fucking 0-10 right now, and they might not have been the problem. I think it might be Matt Stafford, bro. They came out before the game this week, and they're like, his back hurts, and his arm hurts, and his shoulder and his finger hurts. We didn't put him on the injury report, but he's down bad right now.
Excuses.
The 18th graded passer per PFF this year.
Nigga, average as hell.
But this isn't qualified though, so
what do you mean?
I seen something about
like he hasn't thrown enough
CJ
passes.
Beahart's currently number 1. So hold on. Let me see.
I know the Packers were super banged up on the O-line, and I don't think they had any sacks yesterday.
He's 14th now that I qualified it.
Their right tackle's out. They're missing 3 linemen.
The Packers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like that. Von Miller, Jesus Christ, Aaron Donald, and Leonard Floyd couldn't get a sack. That's crazy. I'm not blaming Aaron Donald because he did nothing wrong. But
the Rams are 0-3 since Von Miller got picked up. He said he went to sleep 4-4 and woke up 7-1, and they've lost 3 straight games.
Not one of them tweets.
Oh boy, it's hard. Freezing cold takes. I did see Aaron Donald choke somebody out in front of the ref yesterday. The ref was afraid to reach for his flag.
Yeah,
he probably deserved it.
Thug.
The fuck are you supposed to do? You throw your flag, you get beat up. Yeah.
I saw that picture. That was a wild screenshot. Like he's clearly choking this thing out.
It was a wild video.
Guess. Holy shit. What is this? Davis Mills, 33rd rated quarterback. 34, Tyrod Taylor. 35, Trevor Lawrence. 36, Ben Roethlisberger. 37, Zach Wilson.
I mean, Davis Mills has looked really good this year if you really think about it.
Nobody's calling him next year.
Cap, nigga, the Saints are calling him next year. What are you talking about?
Actually,
let's go.
Yeah, Trevor Siemian about to be on the street, bro. What do you mean?
Someone's getting carted off in this Washington-Seattle game as well. Number 41 for Washington. I don't know who this is.
Me neither. All right, moving on. Minnesota. Oh, sorry. The score for that last game. Green Bay ended up winning 36-28. Aaron Rodgers ain't gonna let no COVID toe stop him from winning. Green Bay looks like the best team in the league this year, which means they're probably going to lose in the first round of the playoffs.
They'll lose in the playoffs eventually.
Absolutely. Next game, Minnesota at San Francisco. San Francisco ended up winning 34-26. And Elijah Mitchell looked like the best running back in the league. That motherfucker is nice. Dalvin Cook ended up dislocating his shoulder, so he's going to be out this next week.
Boo.
FSU. I seen the stat. This kind of has me optimistic about Minnesota, which I feel like I always am. Minnesota is the only team in the league to hold a 7-point lead in every single game this season, win or loss. So pretty much like Minnesota's going to be ahead at some point. It's just really a matter of if they're going to win or lose, like if they're going to give the game up. Which has me.
Dalvin Cook's been kind of down this year. It looks like he's the 44th graded running back this year for PFF.
That sounds right. He's missed 2.5 games. He looked bad against the Chargers.
Sort of based on like your efficiency running the ball. Like, I mean, this is somebody watching these and grading them. So
sure, but no, he hasn't looked all that this year. Effective. I'm sure if you look at Alexander Mattinson for those 2 starts that he had, he's probably just about as efficient.
Alexander Madison looked like Walter Payne against the Seahawks.
He's the best backup running back in the league, easily.
Is he off all the waiver wires? He gone?
I'm pretty sure the nigga snatch him up fast.
Yes, he is.
Because he looks just like Dalvin Cook out there, just with a different number.
I picked him up twice this season and played him twice this season and won both games. Their brother is nice.
He needs to go to another team. We found out he's just like the next Michael Turner. That nigga goes to another team and leads the league in rushing.
Don't mention Michael Turner.
Come on down to New Orleans, man.
And Michael Turner was fucking nice.
Next game I got. 5-2. Did y'all watch any of this Sunday night game?
Who was it?
Cleveland at Baltimore.
Hell to the no. Saw the highlights today, though.
It was 16-10 Baltimore. Lamar threw 4 picks.
There was multiple plays for each quarterback. They were like a fucking antelope getting jumped by a pack of lions. Like, just fucking swarming them.
It was bad. It was bad for both.
A scary place, dog.
All parties involved. Somehow, Big Ben, I feel like, is the only motherfucker that don't really be getting jumped like that. Like, I feel like all the other
same size as the people jumping at him.
Wait, did y'all see the play where TJ Watt got his hands on Joe Burrow yesterday?
Oh, I seen that.
If you ever see like a bully putting somebody in a locker, like he picked him up and was like shaking him by the collar over and over again, and then like slammed him to the ground and shook him a little bit more.
I thought that was going to be a little commotion. I thought they was going to try to. It
was really aggressive.
His teammates going to help him out.
But yeah, Cleveland, Baker looked bad, of course, because he always looked fucking bad.
You see what Kareem Hunt dad said on Facebook?
Hell no. It's on Facebook? I knew he'd give it up.
No, he was just saying that like the team looks bad right now because like Baker's clearly hurt right now, and he's hurting the team by not wanting to like sit out and like not play.
Baker's clearly
he's
hurt.
Like, look at how he's playing out there. Like you can see he's clearly hurt.
Cowherd said today that they might make the playoffs if they put in Case Keenum.
Keenum's my backup?
Dude, they probably win this game this week if they play Case Keenum. They played a quarterback who threw 4 picks and they lost by 6 points.
Case Keenum had the Vikings popping before Kirk Cousins got there, right?
Yep.
Wasn't he the last guy? Yeah.
He got a
Minneapolis Miracle.
No,
hell no. He didn't throw that.
Yes, he did.
He didn't throw the ball to Diggs?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
That him? I know they got you guys 2 years in a row in the playoffs, right?
I think the second year might have been Cousins, but the first year was Keenum because they were like,
"Yo, the first year was
imagine
Keenum.
what we could do with." Yeah. Go ahead and look it up, Blake. Play the play. Actually, could you screen share so that people?
That audio is fucking cursed.
Could you screen share so people who watch the video on YouTube can see Stephon Diggs? I've never seen somebody throw a helmet that far in my fucking life. He threw that bitch across the end zone and 5 stands up.
You want to hear it? Okay.
Please.
I fucking hate this.
Oh, yeah. This is beautiful.
Keenum's going to try to work the ball on the boundary.
He said it. No.
Keenum steps into it. Pass is caught.
Diggs.
Yeah, that was Keenum, right?
Touchdown. Unbelievable.
All right. So that's all that.
I hate it. Oh, fuck that play.
The Saints have really been on the losing end of all the greatest plays of my lifetime.
We go out tragic.
But between the Beastquake and the fucking Minneapolis Miracle, those might be legitimately 2 of the best plays I've ever seen live in my life. All right. Those are all the games for this week. Seattle and Washington are playing right now.
Seattle really losing too.
Do y'all want to touch on? Y'all want to touch on real quick the college football moves we had this week? I guess it's really one major.
Oh, I got a fun tidbit for that.
Please.
So obviously, Lincoln Riley beat feet went to USC.
Beat feet to concrete.
For the 2023 class, they lost 2 5-stars, 1 4-star. For the 2022 class, they lost 3 4-stars. And then obviously Spencer Rattler decommitted into the transfer portal today.
Williams going to leave too.
Okay, yeah. They posted I always love this, the Will Smith picture at the end of Fresh Prince, and they're like, "This is Caleb Williams," looking around the locker room, and there's nobody else there. I didn't see any of the shit you just said though. So everybody's leaving. That's not already there.
Well, they've been losing.
Yeah, this was probably 9 hours ago. So more people could have decommitted up to now, but I saved this 9 hours ago.
Yeah, likely.
And more people probably decommit in the coming days.
Ooh. Yeah, Caleb Williams is probably out of there. Hey, Caleb Williams' second option was LSU. I'm going to say, come on down to the Bayou, my boy.
I really do wonder.
I would love to fucking see that. But yeah, so Lincoln Riley bounced after not 10 hours after saying I will not be the LSU coach. Lincoln Riley bounced out and got to USC. He did not lie. He said, I won't want no SEC smoke. Sources close to him said that he had no desire to go to the SEC. He decided he was going to leave once Oklahoma committed to going to the SEC, and that's obviously why he didn't take the LSU job. So he'll be at USC next year. And I think within 18 months, USC will be a top 5 program in the country off of having him.
What was you about to say, Jamal?
I can't believe they got. I did not think Brian Kelly was going to LSU.
Fuck that. I don't want to talk about that.
I still can't believe it.
Me neither.
I really thought Lincoln Riley was going to go there until he said that.
Jamal, I got a hypothetical for you. So let's say Florida State calls you up. They put you in charge of recruiting because you guys want to go after Spencer Rattler. What package can you put together to get Spencer Rattler down in Tallahassee?
I don't know, like strippers and shit, I guess.
Name and image and likeness is a thing now, man.
I don't really want Spencer Rattler, dude. Spencer Rattler was looking like cheeks. That's why he got benched.
A 5-star quarterback.
Hey, Blake, it's funny that you mentioned that. I bet you Dion ends up being the head coach at Florida State within 3 years.
That would be fire.
You think he's going to leave?
Oh yeah.
I think that's the one school he would leave, like the because he said he wants to. He said he's committed to the HBCU shit. But I do think at Florida State,
I think he is.
I do think that, and I think that's the one like school people be like, all right, I can kind of
give you a pass. 100%.
I'll give him a pass as a black man and as a FSU.
I'd love to see that shit. And also, they said that Lane Kiffin is considering leaving Florida International for a job that's not open currently to go to the Dolphins. So it sounds like it's kind of a done deal that Flores might be getting booted. I've heard that several times today. Cowherd was saying that, and then people on Twitter, like some of the college football guys on Twitter, were saying that Lane Kiffin will be going to Miami.
Who does Florida hire? I don't know.
Because they fired their coach, 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, Dan Mullen.
Brian Flores.
Probably. I'm not trying to move that far. Matt Patricia.
He's never coaching.
Matt Rule.
Hey, yeah, Matt Rule got to be keen for one of these jobs coming up soon. Seemed like he came
Somebody
up a little bit
come with the
too
right
quick.
package. You can get Matt Rule.
Oh, yeah. Matt Rule get like a big deal, though? He signed a big deal, didn't he?
He did, but it's not too late to sign to LSU. We don't want
boosters can pay that out, or you just leave the money on the table. They can't make you work. Like, you can leave.
LSU does not want fucking Chip Kelly's thick cousin.
Yo, he's thick. I think, this is gonna be interesting because the Oklahoma job still open, right? They didn't nail somebody for that, did they?
Yes, they did hire Brett Venables from Clemson. Clemson's D coordinator. They hired him today. Boy. Yeah, so that job's already filled. And Brett Venables seems like somebody who will be out of Oklahoma in 3 years.
What about the Notre Dame job? That's one of the jobs that like people from a Power 5 school would leave to go to because that's one of them. Yeah. That's one of the ones. Right?
Low-key, I could see Chris Peterson coming out of retirement for that one.
I could see that too. Actually.
He loves the little small towns and shit. I know UW is looking at hiring the Fresno State head coach.
I think they got somebody. They said I got a notification they hired somebody today. I don't know the person's name.
It might have been that guy.
It was like Bone.
Oh, okay. I know Jen Cohen, the UW athletic director, was meeting with the Fresno State guy today, so they might have hired him.
Okay. They still got the black basketball coach?
No, nigga. You're thinking of Lorenzo Omar, and he's been gone since you've had a beard.
Yeah, I think they had like some impermissible benefits type shit with him. So he was like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, they kept getting number one niggas. So yeah, that makes sense.
I think Fultz was the last recruit of his, but he didn't play for him.
Yeah,
because he got fired right then.
Hey, they had Isaiah Stewart, the big hitter.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
then Jay-Z's nephew, the dude that went to the Warriors for second team, I think, was ass.
Don't recall.
I know that.
He's a power forward. Remember? Oh my god, I think he's on the Cavs last. He had like all types of issues.
I know you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
Yeah. Do y'all think there's a shot in hell? Because I don't know who's available right now, but from my memory, and I could be wrong, that Notre Dame probably hasn't had a black head coach. Do you think there's a shot in hell that happens?
No. Didn't Notre Dame have Tyrone Willingham before he came to UW?
Oh, was he out there? Okay.
I think he was their head coach.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure Tyrone Willingham was out there. That's the only one, which is why I know that and why I knew that so quickly. Because I think he was like an interim or something there.
That's got like 2 seasons. That hella fast. I believe you.
Yeah, so what if like Brian Flores is like, hey, I'll do it. Or Jerome Bettis is like, you know what? I love my time there so much.
Is he trying to get into coaching?
I don't know, but if they came and called him, maybe he would think
that's random as fuck.
Yeah, Jerome Bettis can recruit some people. I guarantee. He seems pretty charismatic.
Hey, son, you got asthma? Come play for me.
I had asthma and I won a Super Bowl.
I didn't know he had asthma.
I don't just think.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I went to an asthma camp when I was a kid.
Oh nigga, what the fuck is an asthma camp?
Fuck. You got to do a bunch of like fun shit, but they geared it to niggas that got asthma. So it's like we ain't expecting you to like run hella fast and like we make you take your medicine. They had a
nigga went to a Special Olympics tryout.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. There was a Jerome Bettis like fucking seminar. Like he wasn't there, but they had like they play like a slideshow from him or whatever, or like fucking
yeah, man, get that camp the fuck out of here. That's funny.
Asthma camp was fucking
asthma camp.
Niggas, dog, is it free?
No, if you don't title this episode asthma camp,
no, a nigga going to asthma camp is hilarious. I'm so mad I didn't know this.
Welcome to Asthma Camp 2003, campers.
Holy fuck.
Take a deep breath and say hi to your neighbor.
That's why I don't tell y'all niggas nothing, bro.
I feel like we've known like some athletic niggas with asthma.
You guys know I have asthma, but yeah, I don't think I ever told you niggas I went to asthma
bonded
camp.
over struggling to breathe.
I mean, yes, there were some hoes there though.
Yeah, I bet.
But you couldn't say too much to him.
You couldn't chase them.
No, nigga, asthma camp is insane though. That's hilarious.
All right, y'all ready to get out of here?
Yo, Blake is so stupid. Because I went to asthma camp.
Tyrell, what'd you do at camp today? Breathing exercises.
Yeah, you would think they wouldn't have you guys doing shit like that. That sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Definitely didn't play tag.
I think we did, actually.
Holy shit.
You niggas play heads up, 7-up at asthma camp?
That's about it. Red light, right. Green light, so you get your breath back.
All right, we had 125. Wow. Can we get out of here?
Did you say red light, green light, and holding your breath?
No. Okay. Bye.
Peace.
Yo.